everybody. Welcome to Dead Reckoning TV. I'm your host, Jay Friesen, with Dr. Brian Matson, looking at culture through the eyes of Christianity. And today, we're going to be looking at, again, Jesus and the fact that he has our DNA. Brian, what on earth does that mean?
Well, as we saw last week, the last couple of weeks have been arguing that Jesus really is who he said he was, and that is that he is God incarnate. He has come into the world to save sinners, that he is God coming to us, not us going to God. Equally important in Christianity is not just that Jesus is God. It's that Jesus is the God-man. He's fully God and he's fully man. The ancient church fathers had a very important theological maxim in some of the early controversies of the church, debating these very issues about Jesus being the God-man. They used to say something like this: what is not assumed cannot be saved. That sounds a little strange to our ears. What is not assumed cannot be saved. What they were saying is that if Jesus didn't have it, he didn't save it. If Jesus wasn't a human being, fully a human being, he couldn't save fully human beings. If Jesus didn't have it at his birth, he didn't save it at the cross. What is not assumed cannot be saved. Now, the person and work of Jesus Christ is a huge theological topic. If you were to stack up all the books written on that, it would probably reach to the moon. And we're doing short 5 to 7 minute web videos. I can't explain it all to you. But sometimes you run across an illustration or something that strikes you that can really illuminate a profound theological truth. And this happened to me a number of years ago. I was on a trip. I was in Rome, Italy, of all places. I was up late in the hotel room flipping through European channels, and there just wasn't very much on. And I ran across a European Fox News channel or something like that. And it was a television show on modern medical miracles. And I lay there and thought, okay, well, this is interesting. And it was a story of a 6-year-old girl by the name of Jenny Cowan. Jenny was 6. She had been involved in an accident in her family home, something to do with the fireplace. And she ended up with severe burns on 80% of her body. And the treating physician, Dr. William Hardin, knew that Jenny was probably not going to make it with burns that severe. There was no way of getting Jenny enough skin. You couldn't graft it. She didn't have enough. They took some of her skin and started a culture to try to grow it. It was going to take 2 weeks. Jenny was going to get an infection. She was going to die. So this helpless little girl's dying, and the doctor told Jenny's parents, Will and Sherry, that their daughter was most likely not going to make it. She was going to die. And then Sherry, the mother, mentioned to the doctor, I don't know what I'm going to tell Sydney. Sydney's going to be devastated. And the doctor said, well, who's Sydney? Oh, Sydney is Jenny's twin sister. And it took about an hour for what had just been said to strike the doctor like a lightning bolt. And he ran to the phone and he called down to the waiting room and he said, did you say Jenny has a twin sister? Yes, Jenny has a twin sister. Is she an identical twin? Yes. That was what he wanted to hear. Did you know that skin-to-skin grafts, person-to-person skin grafts, do not work? The body rejects it. It was impossible. The father had pled with the doctor, take my skin, give it to my daughter. And the doctor said, it can't be done. But now there was an identical twin. And it took a medical ethics board meeting. It took meeting with a district judge to determine that a 6-year-old Sydney Cowan could actually undergo a procedure to take her skin off of her body, very painful procedure, and give it to her sister. And at the end of the day, both the judge and the medical board said that this was okay. You know, when this accident had happened, 6-year-old Sydney had said, I wish this had happened to me. And now here they were. It was going to happen to her. Sydney underwent this painful procedure, which saved her sister. And it saved her sister for one reason and one reason only. Sydney and Jenny have the same DNA, the same genetic structure. So Jenny's body would not reject the skin. It would accept it, and it's the same. Well, I was sitting in my hotel room, and I was awestruck at the moment a light bulb went off, and I said, that is just like Jesus. That is what the early church fathers were saying when they said, what is not assumed cannot be saved. Jesus has our DNA. He is everything that it means to be a human being. And in that way, it's for that reason that he can be a real substitute for us, that he can really die for our sins, that he can really be resurrected to give us new life. He saves us. He saves all of us and all that we are because he has our DNA. Jesus is not just fully God. Jesus is fully man.
That is absolutely profound. Thank you so much, Brian, for your explanation on that. If you'd like to know more about what we're talking about, please visit www.deadreckoning.tv. You can share us with your friends on Facebook, YouTube, Dailymotion, and Vimeo, as well as Veo. Wherever you like to watch your video content, just to search for Dead Reckoning TV. We hope to see you next week as we take a look at Back to the Future. Not the movie, Jesus. I'm Jay Friesen, this is Dr. Brian Mattson, and this is Dead Reckoning TV.